Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have our FA Cup second round qualifying tie against #United, and we follow it up with an away game against Weymouth just a couple of days later. The fixture list is quite unforgiving, but we continue to play quite well. Following on from yesterday's episode, we beat Hemel Hempstead by 3 goals to 1. We drew 3-3 with Torquay. It was a mental game, really, and we just couldn't quite stay tight defensively after we went ahead. So a draw was a fair result in the end. And then we managed to beat Maidenhead by 3 goals to 1 at home. So again, it was another good result, and hopefully we can continue that form as we enter the FA Cup. The game against Weymouth, I mean, all the league games are going to be tough, but we currently sat fourth in the league table. We're doing extremely well. Weymouth down in 15th place, but again, it's still very early in the season. 9 games played. We sat on 18 points, so I think given this run of form, we can definitely finish in the top half. But if we can maintain a playoff push, I think we'll be certainly punching above our weight. Having already gone up against Torquay and drawn 3 apiece, it's the only draw they've had this season. They've only lost the one time as well, which was against league leaders Yeovil. So a lot of competitiveness, and we haven't actually played the teams in and around the playoff places as of yet. So we're going to have a tough run of games in like the second quarter of the season, I suppose it'd be. So we've got plenty to look forward to, but we have a change of focus today. So we go into today's game against #United. We are favourites to win this cup tie, and to be quite honest, I am thinking about rotating just a little bit, give some of our substitutes and reserves an opportunity. In fact, if I can do it here, I do a full rotation. So Bevan is going to get his debut in goal. Ilunga, Sona, Cameron, and Howe are going to start in the defence. Hazeman, Whitting, and Rogers are going to start in midfield. Herlock will remain on that left-hand side. He has struggled. Um, well, he hasn't struggled for game time as such, but he's just struggled with a little bit of consistency. Makuna is also an option. He's not had too much game time either, but he will be on the bench today. Chamberlain will start on that right-hand side, and Bogdan Mariam finally returns to the side, starting up front. I feel that this team should definitely be good enough. It's the reason that we brought most of them in the first place. I think defensively, we're looking quite good. Jaden Bevan, of course, is a very good goalkeeper, and he's our highest paid player, so we need to get him game time as well. Um, in relation to the FA Cup, if we can make the first round proper, it will be a big achievement. We got to the fourth qualifying round last season, of course, but fingers crossed we can have a decent run this year, even if not just for having a run in the FA Cup, for the financial side as well. We're very low in terms of finances. We're only at about £10,000 in the bank, and we pay that nearly. We're probably 2 week. That is probably 2 weeks worth of wages. So we've got to be very careful financially, and hopefully we can get a good result today. And Chamberlain immediately with an attempt there. Ilunga with a delivery into the penalty area, and Chamberlain just knocking on the door but clipping the crossbar and unfortunately going over. Certainly seems to be a positive start, if nothing else. Younger's just taken a slight knock. He's got a bruised ankle, but so far, a very cagey affair, it would appear. Here's Young into clamping for #United. Into Wolf. Now Young plays it inside looking for Springham, and Howes misses tackle, and Aris could be in here, and Aris smashes it off the crossbar. It's come back out to Pedro on this right hand side. Luckily, we managed to get it away. But another opportunity knocking potentially here. Sona charging out of the penalty area to get to the second ball. This is our centre back, of course. He's got support arriving at the far side of the penalty area. Lays it across here for Rogers. We've got plenty in this attack. Rogers on his own, and it's saved by Eagles. It's a poor attempt at goal. Rogers should be doing a lot better in that position. He's only got a bruised ankle in longer, but he's continuing to struggle with his fitness. He has improved a little bit, but it is certainly going to be worth keeping an eye on him. We don't want any kind of injuries, really. We need to keep the squad as fresh as possible. Younger with a corner here. He hasn't actually got an injury symbol on him either, so that is a bonus as well. And unfortunately, the header from Cameron goes over the bar. But again, even start, we're not having a lot of the ball, which is a bit of a concern. But at the same time, we are the ones creating the better opportunities. Bevan here with the delivery forward, smashes it looking for Whiting. He couldn't quite get onto it, and McKendy picking it up into Pedro. Good tackle by Herlock. Now Rogers into Chamberlain. Opportunity to push it forward. Chamberlain just stopped there. I don't know what happened there with him, but Pedro now charging forward for #United. Still going here down this right side. We're not putting any challenges in, and Young with the strike. Luckily for us, it goes wide, but it's just alarming us a little bit. We need to pick it up a bit. And again, a poor kick from Bevan. Hazeman in the end winning the tackle though and playing it back to the goalkeeper. He's just holding on to it a little bit too long for my liking, but instead, eventually playing the pass into a Younger. Now Herlock charging down that left-hand side, cutting in slightly. Rogers into Whiting. Marion, I think, was probably offside there, but the move continues nonetheless, and a Younger moving down the left-hand side. Can he get a cross in? Plays it into Herlock. Now Whiting plays it in. Marion gets a goal. I think he was offside, though. Yes, he was. Offside given, and it remains 0-0. Some positive signs, but at the same time, defensively, we're looking a little bit suspect, and we're looking like, at the moment, it should be a foregone conclusion that we're going to win this tie. I know we've rotated the team, but I think we should be doing a little bit better than we are. Here's a Younger into Sona. Back into a Younger again. He has got support in the centre of the pitch if he can find it. That's a great pass, though, into Herlock, splitting the defence, and Herlock producing the save once again from the goalkeeper Eagles. And it remains 0-0. 10 minutes to go at the end of this first half. And we're still fighting to try and find a way through. Younger here with a corner toward the near post, and Howe won the header, but Eagles made the save. We have started to pick it up a little bit. #United haven't actually had a shot on target as of yet, whereas we've had 3. But crucially, we haven't got the goal. And here is Springham with the strike, and there is the goal. Bevan beaten, just as I was saying, and Drew Springham has put #United in front. This is not how we wanted this to go. And I know we've rotated the side, but this is not good enough, really. I think the team should be more than good enough to beat this side. But at the minute, we're not looking likely. But Herlock, straight away, what a response that is. Just dancing his way through the defence there and slotted it into the bottom corner. An instant reply to get us the equaliser. Whiting with a lovely pass through. Herlock picked it up, beat the central midfielder who was putting him under pressure, cut inside the centre-back and the full-back and just slotted it into the corner. That'll do his confidence a world of good. He's been a little bit poor in recent matches, but overall, not too bad a response there. We're in possession again as we come toward the end of this first half. Herlock inside to Whiting. Chance to play it through if he can. Instead, he turns around, but he managed to find a Younger on that left-hand side. Needs a bit of support, but he plays it in back into Herlock, and he's hit the post. He was just offside anyway, though, and free kick given as we go into half-time at 1 apiece. Overall, I think we've been the better side, but #United having the majority of possession, which is not ideal. And as you can see, 1 or 2 of the players are a little bit complacent, and it's not ideal that we've got players that are complacent when it's an FA Cup tie. Any kind of complacency can very much lead to mistakes, so we've got to be careful here. Sona into Whiting. Forward to Herlock, who's having a really good game now. He's really seemed to have got into his stride as the half's gone on. Hopefully he can do so in the second half as well. Whiting plays it across to Rogers, who's got plenty of space to work here. Can he get a strike away? Yes, he can, but it's well over. Very poor effort from him. And you can tell that 1 or 2 of these players haven't had too much game time, but we have got options on the bench, and we will turn to them when necessary, I think. And with about half an hour to go, I think it is time to change some of the forward players, just to see if we can get that little bit more of a bite in those forward roles. We're going to get Umola on for Bogdan Marion. And I think Chukwuemeka is going to come on for Chamberlain as well, who's not had, again, the best of games. We've still not got a central midfielder on the bench. I feel like that's a bit of an oversight, again. In terms of complacency, we're going to get Winstanley on for Howe, who's complacent. Cameron's going to come off as well. Or is he? We actually haven't got a centre-back on the bench either. We'll leave it at that. We've actually only got 3 substitutions to make anyway, so that is going to be that for substitutions. But I think we've certainly made the right ones. Chukwuemeka and Umolu are the informed players. Hopefully they can do the job today. Aris swinging it in here. We just about managed to get it clear. Bevan managing to save onto the post. Chukwuemeka heading it out for another hashtag corner. And we're going to demand more. And we're going to go a little bit more to a positive mentality. We need to get going forward again. Wolf with the delivery, and we managed to get it clear. And Aris picking it up again. We're not defending as well as I know we can. And Pedro strikes, and it's another save from Bevan. It's another corner. And hashtag United are really starting to dominate proceedings here. It's a bit alarming. Swung in here by Aris. Sona manages to clear. No pressure on the follow-up. But luckily we get away with it. And I think we might even go attacking at this rate. Bevan does really well to make the claim there. We need a good delivery into the midfield from the goalkeeper, really. Starting to faff about with it. It's not what I like to see, but that's a lovely kick from him. And Herlock picks it up on this left-hand side. Plays it inside to Umolu. Back to Whitting. Now Chukwuemeka. Chance for the strike, and it's only just over the bar. And it's become a very feisty cup tie, this. Both sides getting plenty of chances. We're just not finding the finishing from either side at the moment. Here's Springham. Good interception by Winstanley. Poor pass, but Whitting just about gets onto it. And now Rogers into Chukwuemeka. He has got support, finds Umolu, and that's a lovely touch and turn and finish from Jemiah Umolu in between the two defenders. And with 20 minutes to go, we have a lead here. And it's been a lot closer than I anticipated, even with the amount of rotation that we did. But in the end, very well worked move. Chukwuemeka with a lovely pass. That's a lovely touch that from Umolu. Really, really good quality stuff from him. Finishing into the bottom corner. And with 20 minutes to go, we could be heading into the third qualifying round of the FA Cup. It's been a very close fought game. I think winning by a goal is a fair result, to be quite honest. Here's Winstanley, Rogers, Chukwuemeka, Callon Hazeman. That's a lovely switch of play. Winstanley keeps it in and controls. Plays a 1-2 with Rogers, swung in. There's Herlock, and he's got to be hitting the target there. Inside the 6-yard box and heading over isn't good enough. Here is Sona, into Whitting again. Plays it inside to Rogers. Just holding on to it, making the run forward. Finds Winstanley, who's again charging forward down this right-hand side. Can he get the cross in? Tried to play it inside for Rogers. Lee's actually brought him down here. I think that was a little bit of a soft one, but we've got the penalty nonetheless. And an opportunity here to go 3-1 up through Chukwuemeka. And there is the goal into the corner from Chukwuemeka. He continues his scoring run. It's his 10th of the season. And 10 minutes to go. We look like we're pretty much through now. Since we made the substitutions, it certainly made the difference, it has to be said. And all of the substitutions have certainly had their fit in this match. Here is Aris with the corner, though, for hashtag United. They're trying to fight their way back into it. And, of course, it is the FA Cup. They will try to do so. Whitting just about clearing that off the line. Sona heads it clear, and Chukwuemeka has managed to pick up on it here. Charging forward. He's got support. Finds Herlock, who plays it in back to Chukwuemeka. Almost finding Umolu in the centre as well. What a breakaway that would have been. End-to-end stuff, though. And hashtag United are coming forward now. Aris with a poor pass, and Whitting just picks it up. Finds Rogers. The move's still going on. It's played in, and here's Chukwuemeka with a chance to rubber stamp it. Umolu, he squared it over to him. It's 4-1. It's a bit harsh on hashtag United, that I think. But we've finally converted our chances. We've dropped back to a balanced mentality. We don't need to do any more against them now. And with 8 minutes to go until the 90th is up, we are heading into the third qualifying round here of the FA Cup. It's ended up being a comfortable win. Performance-wise, I think defensively, the fact that we've conceded so many chances probably isn't good enough. Here is Pedro charging down this right-hand side, swinging it in towards Springham again. We managed to get it clear. Lee, good tackle on Rogers just outside our penalty area. And Pedro looking to charge forward again. And again, we just about block it. And penalty has been given. Hazeman has obstructed one of hashtag United's players here. I didn't see that, but from the resulting penalty, Pedro strikes and scores. Very similar to Chukwuemeka's, really. 4-2, and certainly been a bit of a proper FA Cup tie, this, hasn't it? Rodgers here with a free kick, swinging it in. Chukwuemeka's header caught just about by Eagles, and it remains 4-2. But there's so much going on, and it continues again with the highlight. And Pedro now plays it back to Clampin. Just holding on to it and lays it across to Sheridan. Forward here to Aris. Now Hanover. That's a poor pass from him. Yamolu picks it up, charges into the penalty area, but fires over the crossbar. He's got decent composure for this level, Yamolu. Wish he would have shown it there. But we go into injury time. We've got a set piece here. Rodgers swinging it into the penalty area. Cameron's header over the bar. The victory is secured, but it's not been the most convincing performance, but there's been chances galore for both sides. The rotation has worked, but at the same time, it hasn't worked. Bevan's still rated a 7.2, despite some of his errors in performance today. But the substitutes made the difference. Yamolu off the bench with 2 goals. Chukwuemeka with a goal and an assist, and Winstanley rating a 7.3 as well. So I think that saved us. But it gives us a good idea of the kind of quality our first team has in comparison to our backup. And we're going to have to be very careful in the future for rotation. But Bevan making his debut, £3,500 in the bank. It doesn't seem like a lot, but to be quite honest, when you consider the finances of the club as a whole, 19,500, that's jumped right up purely because of gate receipts. So we've done well, and now we push on for the next round of the FA Cup. But first things first, we have got Weymouth to play away from home. We won't be back for the third qualifying round of the FA Cup. It's a little bit too soon after that, but I'll just have a look and see where we end up. We might have another FA Cup qualifier if we win that coming in the middle of October, so it could be that for the next round. But 3 days to go until the Weymouth game away. Fingers crossed we can get another good result, and bear with me and I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay guys, here we go for the game away against Weymouth. They sat in I say mid-table, 15th place, just below mid-table. We're in good form. We've rotated a bit, so the first team is fresh. We'll just have to see how we get on, won't we? It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Rotation is again in effect for 1 or 2 positions. Kowalczyk is in goal. Igbinajin, Harris, Roberts and Winstanley at the back. Okieng, Hughes and Bailey, the regular midfield trio, with Chukwuemeka starting on that left-hand side. Yumolu up front and Chamberlain is there on that right-hand side. Chamberlain currently fully fit again, so that is certainly a bonus for us. Igbinajin isn't fully fit, so I think, to be fair, considering we've got the likes of Dance down there, I think Dance can probably start on that left back position for today's match. And Bevan, he didn't cover himself in glory, but he did make 1 or 2 good saves in that game against hashtag United. But he's back on the bench today. And overall, shouldn't be too bad a match for us. McBride is in there on the bench as well. I feel like we need a midfielder on there. Whitting has played well recently, so Sona will miss out on a bench place and Whitting can come in on there. Bogdan Marian also returning to the bench, which is good to see as well. Hurlock misses out completely today. He's had a decent run of matches, but he does need resting once or twice. So keep him fresh, ready him for the next time that we need him to get into the side. So 1 or 2 of the players that we targeted over the summer actually went to Weymouth instead of us. The key one is Ludvigsson, really strong centre-back. So we'll see how things go in the meantime. Game underway, hoping for another good result. Like I say, we're doing well in the league at the moment. We've just got to maintain. Allen with a delivery forward for Weymouth. Good header from Chukwuemeka to keep it in the mid area of the pitch, but O'Connell picks it up and charges down this right-hand side for Weymouth. Swings it into the penalty area. Harris with a good header clear. Chamberlain fighting really well to win possession, and Yumolu all on his own against 6 opposition players. The slide challenge came in. Chamberlain luckily was there to pick it up. Swung it into Yamolo. It's a great finish, but I think he was offside. He just mistimed his run. Really well worked move. Yamolo worked really hard there, to be fair, to get through with the ball, through the defence, etc. But just took that run a little too early. So we've had a good amount of possession as well, which is a little bit of a surprise considering the way that we play. Hashtag United just outplayed us really on the pitch. So possession just evening up a little bit now after about half an hour, but number of attempts a little bit woeful. Both sides seem to be taking it a little bit cagely. We're currently starting constantly with a balanced mentality. I think it's a good way of weighing up the opponents, and then we'll see where we go from there. Ollie Chamberlain again has picked up a knock, and I think, contrary to how I want to do things, because he does seem to be a bit of a key play. Well, he did seem to be a bit of a key player for us, but he's constantly getting injured at the moment, and we are going to have to take him off. There's no way I'm risking it. And McBride can come on that right hand side for him. Didn't want to make a substitution that early, but what will be will be. Weymouth did actually have the better of us last time we played them in the league as well, so need to be careful, but hopefully with that attacking change, we can stay fresh up front. Helliwell here with a throw for Weymouth. Plays it into Bolton. He just holds on to it and finds Sol. Back to Helliwell. Cuts inside, beats the midfield, swings the strike in. That's a lovely save from Kowalczyk to tip it over the crossbar. He was at full stretch there, but that was a very good piece of goalkeeping. Livesey Austin with the delivery toward the far post. Can we get it away? It's headed just over the bar. Kowalczyk was flapping a little bit for that one. He wasn't too sure where it was going to end up. Dance here with a free kick. Plays it into Yamolu on the edge of the penalty area, and he's absolutely thundered that into the back of the net. Very well taken free kick from Morgan Dance. Just taking it short. Didn't go for goal himself. Lovely little pass there to the edge of the penalty area. Yamolu, I mean, a number of the players made the runs into the penalty area, which obviously drew the defence back and just left Yamolu free. And he finished it brilliantly. And we have a lead here. Helliwell here delivering it forward, and Kowalczyk makes a very comfortable claim. I'm really happy with the way that goal was scored. It was a very, very well worked goal. As Kowalczyk launches it forward, Helliwell comfortably picks it up. There was no one challenging for it. So switching it to this left-hand side, they've got a bit of an overload here. Shubar charging into the penalty area. He's brought down by Roberts. It's a stupid challenge and claims that it's a dive by Shubar. But from the resulting penalty, it could be an immediate equaliser. Slade to take. Kowalczyk catches the penalty. Very confidently done from the keeper. But that could be a turning point in the game in our favour. Weymouth have had more chances than us. We've had 4 or 5 attempts at goal, 4 on target. They've had 7 and 5 on target. So, relatively even game. But so far, we're just about managing to keep things in our favour. They're just starting to dominate the midfield, though, so it is something that we may need to look at. Chukwuemeka over the top. Yamolu in behind. It's a good finish, but I think he might have mistimed his run again. And I think he has. Yep, it's been disallowed. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. It remains 1-0. Yamolu just holding on to it there, finds Dance, plays it inside to Bailey. Back into Dance again, now Okieng. Into Dance. We're doing well to keep hold of the ball at the moment, but there is a lot of pressure on our players. Here's Okieng. Inside to Bailey. That's a nice pass. Yamolu again with that touch inside. This time he's onside and he makes the finish. It's a really good finish from Yamolu. 2-0 and we're looking very much secure now. He's deserved it. He's worked very hard. 2 goals disallowed today, of course, from Yamolu. But he timed his run a lot better that time. And again, nice little touch. Splitting the centre-backs and finishing into the bottom corner. 15 minutes to go. And I think, to be honest, that's going to be job done. Really, really good work. And Slade here with a free kick into Jewett White. Now Sol into Livesey Austin. Coming down this left-hand side, Shubar plays it in. Banton free in the penalty area. It's another brilliant save from Kowalczyk. He was actually offside, but Kowalczyk wasn't to know at that time. That was a really good save again. Winstanley here with a free kick. Just lays it across to Bailey. Now Hughes. Not seen too much of Hughes in the midfield today, have we? Been very, very quiet game for him, but he's charging into the penalty area and he's smashed it off the inside of the post. I should perhaps talk about them negatively a little bit more often, but there is a breakaway here and Okieng just blocking down O'Connell there. Free kick results from it, but nothing results from the free kick. So we're heading into injury time. Bolton here with the delivery into the penalty area for Weymouth. We managed to win the header. Can we get it clear? Slade with a cross and another brilliant piece of goalkeeping from Kowalczyk. It's come out to Bolton. Another brilliant save from Kowalczyk. He is the man of the match today, without a doubt. I mean, Yamolu's got 2 goals. He's had 2 disallowed. Kowalczyk currently rating an 8.6. Stuart White with the header. We'd managed to get it clear. And here's McBride. Couldn't quite win the header. Bolton knocks it all the way back to their goalkeeper, Allen. We're still only in the first minute of injury time, by the way. Everything seems to be dragging on a little bit more in today's episode. Boateng into Sol. Now O'Connell. Lofting it over the top. Banton in behind again. Banton this time gets the goal. Kowalczyk has done so well today. He's kept everything out that's been asked of him. But there, he couldn't keep out the goal from Banton. They've had more chances, Weymouth, but we've just about managed to hold on for the victory. Another extremely good result for us, and we push on once again. We didn't actually make any other substitutions in that game, did we? We worked very, very hard, and that pushes us up to 3rd place. I think, yeah, I mean, we're not going to challenge for the top of the table. Yeovil and Torquay, I think, are far too good. Yeovil especially. Look at that goal difference. 24 goals in the plus in 10 games. I mean, they had a 7-1 win over Truro, 5-2 against Hamilton Waterlooville, 5-0 against Maidstone as well. But from our point of view, it's been a very inspired start to the season, hasn't it? 21 points we sat on after 10 games. Yeah, 2 to 4 weeks again for Ollie Chamberlain. He's just constantly getting injured. It's a shame, really, because he works so hard in training as well. But it is what it is, and we have to just push on with it. 7 saves Kowalczyk made, including that penalty. And he really was second to nobody. He's improving very, very quickly as well. Really impressed with how he's going forward. So in terms of tomorrow's episode, it's a little bit too early for the FA Cup. Canvey Island or Chesham is who we're going to play. Both sides are in non-league. So again, we've got an opportunity for the 4th qualifying round for sure. But I think what we'll probably do, we'll get some games under our belts and we'll probably come back toward the end of October. If we get through against Canvey Island and Chesham, the 4th qualifying round may be toward the end of October. So we'll see how the dates line up. We'll see how the games line up. We'll see how the games line up, and see what tomorrow brings. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will signing away.